Hey yo, Pineapples, and Ned Shearer back again with yet another brand new deck profile. This one is going to be new year, new list. This is a current version of a Swordsoul Tenyi version that I've been playing for probably just before Christmas, so about 4 weeks now. And I love this deck to death. I really do. It's very, very consistent. It's very, very sort of. It's slow enough to grind out, but it's fast enough to combo off when needed to. It's been a lot of fun. It's probably the first uh, meta relevant probably since Invoke Dogmatica when it was first a thing. This is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. It is rather expensive. However, I'm fortunate enough that I traded something and got the list for it. So I'm really really happy with it. As I said, it's a lot of fun. I'll get to the 40 card main, the 15 card extra, and the 15 card side deck. There is a few things that I'd like to change in the list going forward, but I'll explain those when I get there. So the main deck is 20 monsters, 15 spells, and 5 trap cards, starting with the monsters. 3 Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous. I think anyone playing any less than 3 is somewhat bonkers. This card's insane, going first and going second. Ash is an unfortunate card, however, this is a really good bait for said Ash Blossom as well, so good card. Tenyi monsters, 3 Moe, 3 Longyun, 2 Tai, sorry. It's pretty standard. I was playing a pure variant where I was playing 3 of this. You don't really need 3 of this, and there was another build where of this that I was playing only 1, but I play Pot of Desire, so you kind of need the second one just in case you do banish it, and 3 of each of these two because you want to open this as I find that you want to open this more than you want to open this in some particular matchups because Nibiru and Imperm is a big card. Tengi monsters, triple Ashuna, triple Vishuda, double Adhara, and I'm also playing the one Shathana. There's a cool little interaction with this card, with a spell card in the obviously the spell lineup that I'll get to in a sec. But it does come up. For those who don't know what it does, like the rest of them, if you control no effect monsters, you can special from the hand. And then when a non-effect monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish it from hand or grave, target that monster in your graveyard, summon it, and then destroy a monster on your field. So it's really, really good with Monk of the Tengi and Blackout. So it's got another really good application for it as well. So 3 pops with the Blackout is really, really good. The rest of them are pretty self-explanatory. Again, maybe Adhara to 1 is probably viable too, but again, I play Pot of Desire, so I didn't think 1 was all that. I thought 1 was too. I thought 1 was too less. Is what I was trying to say. Spells, triple emergence. Nothing else to say about there. I also play 1 summit. Not a lot of people play the summit. I enjoy the summit. It has its unique applications. It's probably one of the cards that gets sided out. Some games going game 2 going second majority of the time, but again going first. If you hard open this, it's actually really really good. Even although searching it's really good too, but and then triple emergence is triple emergence. It's your rotor. It's what you need. And I'm only playing 2 desires. A lot of people playing 3. I wanted to keep the list down to 40 cards. And the spell cards that I'm about to show I thought were a bit more important than the 3rd desires, but 2 desires has been perfectly fine. I don't agree with Pot of Prosperity for this deck. There's just some things that you just don't want to banish that may come up in the current game state, and sometimes OTKing him is a lot more important than trying to look at the top 6 for the somewhat key crucial piece that you're missing as well. So 2 desires, and then I'm playing triple Cosmic Cyclone. I'm playing double Forbidden Chalice. I'm playing 1 Call by the Grave, and then I'm also playing 3 Heavenly Dragon Circle. The reason why I'm playing so many quick play spells is a lot of people particularly on Dueling Book, have been main decking Imperial Order. So I wanted to, and this list was originally a going second list with things like Lightning Storm, Triple Tactics Talent. I was playing evenly matched in the main as well, but I found that just dropping the IO, particularly for the Lightning Storms and stuff, I had no out, and Cosmic Cyclone came up a lot in those grindy situations against things like Altergeist was the big one. Eldritch, she can banish their Eldlixes, and their Conquistadors, so they can't recycle their stuff. Forbidden Chalice was originally 3 Forbidden Chalice, but I at the time I couldn't find my 3rd one, and sometimes the 1 Call by the Grave does come up against some hand traps, and usually in things very much the grindy mage. I usually side this out going against Eldritch, but the one game where I forgot to, I banished the Golden Lord and ended up winning the game. So it was really, really good. I'm also playing Imperm, so Triple Chalice is fine, I suppose, but you can get I've been getting away with two, so it's really, really good. And then the Triple Heavenly Circle, I actually love this card a lot. There's a cool interaction with it. So for those who actually don't know what it does, firstly you tribute. It's got two effects. You can only use one effect per turn, like a BA monster. So you can use one. You can only use one or the other. So its first effect is you contribute a worm monster on your field to add a worm monster from deck to hand. Or if you tributed a non-effect monster, you can special summon that monster to your field, but its effects are negated. Its other effect is if you control a non-effect monster on your field, you can banish this from your grave to add a Tenyi monster from deck to hand. So what the main thing for me is, another thing is Imperm, as I said earlier, is very, very prevalent. So you can normal Moe, attempt to Moe. If they hit you with the impermanence, you chain the dragon, tribute the Moe to get the Shathana. So you still get the token, and then you can special the Shathana, and then still make a synchro play, which I thought was absolutely busted. I didn't think Shathana was all that good at the beginning, but this one interaction actually made the card, for me, the card actually skyrocket in how good it is. Another thing is you can banish a Blackout with Tie to get the token from Tie and then the token from Blackout. And then if you have either the Ashuna in grave or you just hard open the Shadana, you can so you can, or if you've got the Ashuna in grave, you can special the Shathana from deck to make another synchro play. So it's really, really, really good what this card actually can do. It does get sided out a lot going second because I would rather board breakers than having the one instance where if I'm going second, they've probably already got their negates on the board, so they're not trying to play through my board as much or trying to hand trap me so I have as little board as possible. So this plus the Shathana usually gets sided out going second. That's the only thing I'll say about it. Traps, double Blackout. Again, I'm playing Desires, so I thought one was just not enough. Two was, for me, perfect. I may side one out going second. Again, I just want board breakers, particularly against Literalisk. That deck is insane. So yeah, so one of these out for board breakers. And then I'm also, the only hand traps I'm playing is triple Imperm. As I mentioned earlier, I just think Impermanence is probably the best hand trap currently in the format. Just because it can't get called by the grave, even though it's at 1, and it can't. Your opponent can't triple tactics if you happen to drop this as well. So I think Imperm's just really, really good overall. So that's the 40 card main deck. It's, as I said, it really suits me, and it's been very, very consistent for how I play the deck. It may be incorrect to be playing it how I play it, but as I said, it's been working for me, and I have not wanted to change it at this stage. So obviously, with a ban list up on the horizon, that may change. Extra deck, Synchro Monsters, Double Chi, Xiao, wouldn't change it out for us for having only the one. I think 2 is really, really good. Again, particularly in grindy matchups, Eldritch, the Eldritch Stun deck, Altergeist, it comes up quite a bit as well, but again, wouldn't change it. Other Synchro 8s, I'm playing one Berserker, one Adamantipator, Dragite. I'm also playing one Crimson Blader. Crimson Blade is a very niche card. It only works against either the Mirror Match VW as well as another one, and then any form of invoked match. Otherwise, this should be a second Baxia. I just don't have a second Baxia at the moment. Yet to obtain one for this slot. I think the second Baxia comes up a bit more than the Crimson Blader does, but the other two are pretty self-explanatory. Just good old Monster Banish and Spell and Trap Negate. One Baxia, as I said, I would play 2, but I just unfortunately don't own the second one. Play one Yazi, one one Xiaofang. Xiaofang doesn't come up as much as I thought it might. Yang Xing comes up. Again, maybe I'm just playing the deck wrong, but I think Yazi comes up a lot more than Xiaofang does. The one extra pop to get another monster from the deck to continue your plays is actually just really, really good. So that's the Yang Xing portion. Lastly, the level 10s, the Baron, the Supreme Sovereign, and the Ruddy Rose. Ruddy Rose is actually really good. I don't know why people don't use this card a lot more. I use this against an Eldritch and any deck that plays DPE. As soon as they sort of activate DPE to summon back from the graveyard, I, as hard as I possibly can, make Ruddy Rose to banish everything in the graveyard so they don't have... The only follow-up they have is their top deck on the assumption that they've got, like, I don't know, one card in hand or no cards in hand or something like that. But Ruddy Rose is really, really good. Sovereign is probably my favorite out of the three. I like its ability to banish a card from my opponent's field and graveyard, and the attack reduction and gain is just absolutely phenomenal. I really like this card, but obviously the go-to is the Baron, just for the negate and the recycling itself as well, so really, really strong. Then the 4 links, triple Monk, 1 Shaman, not much to say about it. A lot of people play 2 Monk, I don't agree with that at all. The 3rd Monk does actually come up a lot, particularly when you have to special a Tenyi, make a Monk, to special another one to make a second Monk, and then use the Tenyis in graveyard to continue your plays. Shaman as well is actually really good. It came up once, particularly when someone Nibiru'd me. I had just enough to sort of go, what exactly can I do? So the next turn he passed, he couldn't get over the big beefy token that he gave me. I made Shaman, I attacked into whatever, and then I used Shaman's ability to destroy another card on the field, which was insane. So wouldn't change this one up at all. That's the 15 extra. Lastly, the 15 side. Again, this may be a bit weird for some people, but again, it's been working for me, particularly at my locals. For example, I'm side decking the 1 Protoss. It doesn't come up at my locals. If I was playing in bigger tournaments, I would 1000% put this in the main deck. Not sure what I would take out, but I would definitely want this in the main deck because it is so, so potent. And then 1 Pank as well, another spot removal, and Pank's at 1 for a reason. So, and speaking of board breakers, triple Lightning Storm, triple Tactics Talent, triple Tactics Talent. Some people think this is probably a bit weird in how I play it, but I find that, as I said before, taking out the Heavenly Circles and siding in the board breakers is absolutely crucial. But again, particularly against Lyrilisk, they just have all those negates, so you can either bait them out with the Lightning Storm and then tactic something to either take control of it or rip a card out of their hand. On the weird notions where I side in for going second with this lot, plus another card, they make me go first. If I open the Tactic Talent and they open just a whole bunch of hand traps, then I am as good as gold. This card does come up. I wouldn't main deck it. Again, a lot of people are playing IO. It just becomes a dead card, and particularly with some of these decks, not a lot of hand traps I've been playing, except for I'd like to call them the whole turn hand traps, like Droll, Lancia, Nibiru, just something that clears something or stops you from doing the one thing for the whole turn. So that's the reason why they're in the side deck and not the main deck. The other board breaker I play is the double evenly matched. It probably could be 3 with the Lightning Storm down to 2. They're probably interchangeable, but it's probably actually, now that I think about it, it's probably actually correct to play 2 and 3 because I play Cosmic Cyclones in the main deck, so this actually doesn't come up probably nearly as much, but again, going forward, that may change in the future. So another board breaker, Red Reboot IO, probably another card that should be in the main deck. For my locals, it just didn't come up, so it's why it's in the side deck. And like Protoss, going forward for a big event, it may go into the main deck. I'll just either have to suffer and remove a card, or make the deck maybe a 42 card deck with the Protoss and the Imperial Order in there as well. The last 3 cards of the deck are probably my personal choice. They've come up for me, particularly in the Mirror Match, in Invoke Dogmatica, or any form of Invoke deck. I'm playing triple D Barrier. This card's insane. I remember playing this card back in Zoo format. It was just incredible. This is when Barrage was at 3, Ratpier was at, I think, 2. I think Ratpier got hit at 2 before this came out, but nonetheless, Dimensional Barrier is a sick card. For those who don't know what it does, you declare a type of card, so either Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Pendulum, and then for the rest of the turn, neither player can special summon those monsters of the declared type, plus all monsters of that type are negated on the field. So unfortunately, it does not stop them from activating like an Nadir Servant to send a fusion monster to the grave to get its effects off, but everything else on the field, DPE, Winder, and then for the Mirror Match is just, Baron and everything else. So really, really solid card. I love this card. And then again, the other thing that I would love to do is maybe as I said before, main deck the Protoss and the IO, and then side in these three plus double Trap Trick so I can get D-Barrier out and then, you know, be a happy man. Other than that, that's the deck profile of the latest competitive, and I feel like probably the only competitive deck that I've played in, as I said, probably 7-8 months now. Swordsoul Tenyi, again, really fun deck. It slows down, so it grinds enough. It keeps up with the meta. It's just probably not probably, it is my favorite deck in this format. It's a lot of fun, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Any tips, tricks, or queries about the deck, guys, by all means, leave them in the comments below. I'll endeavor to read all those lovely things you guys said. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Again, I'm sorry for being away for so long. Christmas, New Year's, absolutely hectic, but I'm back. I've brought you this deck list. Again, I hope you enjoyed this list. I hope you give it a test. Then let me know what kind of text you're playing in your list. If you're playing the Going Second variant, if you're playing the Hand Trap Palooza variant as well, if you're playing Pot of Prosperity. If you can fit DPE in the deck, kudos to you. But I haven't, and this is the deck that I've been running for a few weeks, and it's been going very well. So again, thank you ever so much for watching. Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, and Happy New Year.